So I kind of wanted to open this up by saying I'm a really big fan now, but I wasn't immune to the preconceived notions other people had of you because you
Okay.
you ran as Vermin Supreme's running mate, and then your first interview you weren't wearing a shirt or whatever. So I kind of like took those surface things. I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
anything about you, but then I started listening to your interviews, and I was like, wow, this guy is on fire. Like everything you say I agree with almost 100%. So, is that a hole you've had to dig yourself out of at all, or how have you convinced people who have those preconceived issues with you that you're really serious and that you've got really good ideas?
Yeah, it wasn't really a whole, because first of all, that was really just something libertarians were talking about. Now that I'm doing, more general public messaging, most people don't even know about that stuff. And if they see it, it's within the context of, a dozen or more other things that they're reading about me that are all perfectly serious things. Just to put it in perspective, what, Nipplegate was all about. The purpose there was I was running as, Vermin Supreme's proposed running mate during the nomination contest. That was always with the idea that A, if one of us didn't get the nomination and the other one did, that we would wholeheartedly support the ticket. And Vermin has done that, and I greatly appreciate his support. And B, that I would always be making a serious pivot once we were actually, once I was nominated, once if I were actually picked as the VP nominee, whether it was with Vermin or with Joe or with someone else, that I would be making a serious pivot. That the satire was a useful way, and has been, and I still do some humorous stuff, has been a useful way to reach people that often are so disgusted by the state of politics that they don't want to hear from traditional politicians. But if someone's being funny and someone's using humor, you can get their attention, and then you can kind of bring them into the message of libertarianism that way. But there was always that serious pivot. The problem was coming into the nomination, being paired with Joe. There were a lot of people that were worried, a lot of people that expected me, because I wasn't paired with Vermin, I was going to take Vermin's mantle and start being the satirist and do
Right.
satire based politicking, which was never what I intended to do. And then there were other people on the other side that were worried that I wasn't going to be serious, and they were very concerned about little micro things like how long my tie was. Like, I mean, there were so many. They would get down into the weeds about stuff. And so the whole purpose of doing that, and it actually wasn't my first interview, but one of my first interviews where I kind of took my shirt off over time, but continued talking seriously the whole time. It was two things. It was a reset for everyone. It was a reset for the people who thought I was going to be more satirical, to show them that, moving forward, I plan to be serious, but it's not because I'm selling out or something like that. That was always the plan. And then two, to the people that, that were worried that I wasn't going to be a serious candidate. Now everything that I do moving forward looks eminently serious because I'm wearing clothing. So, a lot of the folks who were breaking down over, like, I've got one, I mean, literally I had people that were upset that, like, I didn't have every single one of my buttons buttoned on a shirt. Like, I mean, like weird stuff, or, he should never be in short sleeves, and like all these different things. And it was like, if you've seen me in my appearances, I'm wearing, when I go out and meet with voters, I'm wearing a full suit and tie and everything else. And people would be like, oh, he's not wearing cufflinks. Like, I mean, it didn't matter what I did. Now
Correct.
those people are thrilled because I'm wearing a shirt. So I kind of recalibrated what the expectations were there. Moving forward, no, it hasn't been a problem at all. And in fact, what people have been more worried about is, A, what is libertarianism? Because usually when I'm talking to people for the first time about our campaign and about our party and about what we're trying to do, they don't even know what it is, who we are. They've never heard the term libertarian. It's actually kind of depressing. Like, for those of us who are in libertarian circles, to know that the majority of people have no clue what we're about, probably haven't even heard of libertarianism before. That's the actual hurdle, is to show them what libertarianism is about. That's a good problem to have, because these are folks that, when I meet them where they are and empathize with their concerns and demonstrate how our common sense libertarian solutions are the way to fix those problems, and how Joe is, proposing a series of reforms and restructurings that will fix the problems that the Republicans and Democrats have created, they catch on really quickly and are super excited about it. So this has gone very well so far. I'm about to be doing a nearly 20 state bus tour starting in a couple weeks. I'm going to be at the Black Guns Matter rally later this week in Richmond, Virginia. So we're hitting the trail hard, and we're having a great time doing it.